Hi, this is Shanu Koshi, and in this video I'm going to show you how to give some movements to a mesh in Maya. And we have a mesh of killer whale. It's a fish, and so we have to give some movements to this fish. And to give the movements, we have to set the keyframes first. So um, let's see how it works. We already have a mesh, and we have already created the controllers. So using controllers, it moves in this way. See, it moves. So now we have to set some keyframes so that it moves continuously. So let's go and do that. Okay, before that, for the keyframes, this is a timeline, and you can set the timeline like how many frames you want to see on the screen. So let me set it to 50. Yeah, so now this total 100, and I can say 50 on my screen. This also a setting. Click on this button. It's a keyframe setting. If you see here, make sure you set the playback speed for the real time 24 frames per second. Once you set this, just save it. Leave rest of the tabs. Click save. Okay. Now let's set the first keyframe. First, we will give the movement to the fish tail. It's a killer whale, so the movement will be up and down. But if it's a shark or any fish which has a vertical tail, the movement will be sideways. So let's start our first position. Okay, select the first keyframe. You can see here 1 2 3 4. Oh, it's still 50, so select the first keyframe and give the first movement. Select the controller, and I'm going to move it as upwards. Okay, now you can see this, there are some values here which has been changed from 0 to some values. So we have to set this values. We have to select these values, as we have already selected the first keyframe. Now right click on these values and click on key selected. So now you can see a red line there. That means the keyframe for the first moment has been set. Now let's select the second position. Second position will be downwards, the tail in downward position. So first select a keyframe. I'll select number 8. Give some space and select it. So I'll select number 8, and then I'll put the tail downwards. Okay, and now you can see again the values has been changed here. So again select all three and set key selected. Now you can see there are two keyframes which has been selected, which has been set. And if you click on the start button here, you can see the tail started moving, but the tail is only moving once upwards and once downwards, because we have set only two keyframes. Now we have to set it few more keyframes so that the fish tail will move continuously. For that, stop this one and select the first keyframe, which is the upwards. Right click on it, copy it and paste it somewhere here. And paste it somewhere here again. Okay, now select the downward key. Sorry, now select the position which is downside. Select this one and copy it and paste it somewhere in the middle. And one more frame at the end. Yes, so this is very easy. We have to set only the position one time, and you can copy it and you can paste it. So paste it in the other keyframe. So now when I started, now you can see there are totally 1 2 3 4 5 6 keyframes has been set. Now just start the video, and you can see the tail is already moving continuously. Okay, good. So now we have to, now as the tail is already moving, now we have to move the fish forward. For that we have to select the main controller, that is the controller which through which we can move the whole fish. As you can see, when I click on this controller, you can see the settings all, 0. So now we will give some movement to the fish to move forward. So let's see, let's select the first keyframe again. Now you can see, as you can see, for each controller there's a keyframes. For this controller you can see we have already set some keyframes, but if you click on other controllers there won't be any keyframes. For this controller also there are no keyframes, so we have to set the keyframes for each controller. So as of now we are setting movements only for the two controller. One is for the tail and one is for the main controller, which will make the fish move forward. So now select the first keyframe and we will select the move tool. This is the move tool, and we'll select this one, and we will take the fish on the first position. See, when I move the fish here, you can see the values changed. So already the first keyframe is selected. Now I'll click on this and I'll right click it, and then I put as key selected. Now you can see this one red line. Now I'll do the same thing. I'll move the fish bit forward. I've selected the second key, and now I'm moving the fish bit forward. Again the values change, so again I'll select it and key selected. Okay, we have to do the same thing. We have to again select one more position, and we have to move fish a bit more forward and select key selected. Then again a little bit more. Again key selected. So you can see all the red lines. Okay, now again key selected. We will give one more last, and we'll make the fish disappear, and again key selected. So now you can see there are total around 6 keyframes selected for the main controller. Now if I run the video, you can see the fish is moving, also the tail is moving, so it's a perfect movement for the fish. So we are ready now, like we have created the fish movement. If you want to do some changes, like give some more up and down movement, you can do that. Let's see how to do that. I'll show you. Select the main controller, and let's see, if you drag this one, you can see the whole movement, how the fish is gonna move. Each keyframes has been set. Now at this position we'll try to move the fish bit downwards. For that you have to use this tool and you have to put little bit downside. And now I'll select all keyframes and I'll deselect it. So there's one more keyframe has been set here. Now I'll do the same thing on this position. I'll move the fish bit downside and I'll rotate it again. And I'll select all the keyframes and I'll key selected. Now let's see, we'll go here. Okay, in this position we will again set the keyframe. Now let's move it bit forward. In this position we will move it upwards. And selected. Okay, and the last before it disappears, it is fine. Now key select. Now let's see how it moves. See, we have made the fish to move up and down also. The tail is moving, the fish is moving. So this is the only movement I wanted to show. So thank you so much for seeing the video. Thank you.